Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, in the past few weeks, we've heard many big budget numbers tossed around the chamber, numbers represented by the word billion, as in billions of dollars needed for education and health care, and the $1.7 billion of new tax revenue coming into the state from the growth of the existing tax structures. We've also heard the OSBA PERS bill could save $1.8 billion this biennium if we address the PERS crisis by fixing PERS now, as many credible and notable organizations and newspapers across Oregon have charged us to do. But today I want to talk about a relatively small number, $860,000. When we have bills that come to us with fiscal impacts under $1 million, I've heard legislators on too many occasions to count say, it's just a drop in the bucket. We've been talking about PERS as it relates to our school budgets, but the PERS beast doesn't just come out and bite our schools. It's taking huge bites out of our cities and counties, which pay for much-needed local services. You see, in my town of West Linn, $860,000 is not a drop in the bucket. That's the anticipated PERS overrun for the coming biennium. We're a city with just a little more than 25,000 people. We're what you would call a bedroom community, mainly homes, schools, and small businesses, no industrial lands to speak of, and few anchor businesses. And even with the constraints of a small business economy, the residents and businesses of West Linn come together time and time again to raise taxes for schools, and most recently to bond for the new police building, for which I served on the PAC board for the ballot measure. But this year, the PERS spike is going to be a big first step towards a steep decline in much-needed services. Many of you may recall when my nearby neighbor, Gert Boyle, was attacked in her home. The West Linn police were there within just moments to help save her from what could have been a terrible situation. When my husband was in Iraq, Officer Newberry drove by my street many a night, stopping to check in on me or to let me know I left the garage door open and it was past midnight and he wanted me to lock up shop for the night. He also spent time trying to find me the night my sister died. That's how dedicated our police force is in West Linn. If we don't fix PERS now, the cut to public safety in West Linn will be over $300,000. A drop in the bucket to the legislature, a significant loss to my community. From our general fund, we run programs like Neighbors Helping Neighbors, where the community comes together for the upkeep of yards and for homebound seniors, allowing them to continue to age in place. A $500,000 reduction in West Linn's general fund could end that program. Colleagues, I heard it said here yesterday that anything we did to reform PERS would affect real people. Well, the proposed tax increases in the Democratic co-chair's budget also affect real people, and to imply otherwise is demeaning to all Oregonians, particularly in a community like mine, where the real people who live there, PERS recipients or not, pay taxes and support the community. We're all in this together. We've asked businesses through Measure 66, 67, and 85 to pay their fair share. They are, and it's not enough. It's time to fix PERS now before we shred the fabric of our local communities beyond all repair. Thank you.
Other remonstrances?